Hi there, if you're trying to decide if you like my outfit, let me give you a little spoiler. You'll never figure it out. I've been trying for like 3 years, never reached a conclusion. Now, there has been a lot of buzz about with the Birdbox challenge. Now, let me translate. Birdbox is millennialese for blindfolded. And recently in my recommendeds, I saw this video of Joanna Cedia doing a Bob Ross painting blindfolded. And I was like, if she can do that blindfolded, I could make a dress blindfolded. Though there is the small matter of scissors and complex machinery, but I ain't scared. I am scared actually. I have nightmares that I don't have my contacts in and everything is blurry. That's right, even my worst nightmares don't even dare to go full blind. They just go blurry. Like, that's how scared I am of not being able to see. However, always when I have a fear, the best way to conquer it is just to like dive in head first. I was afraid of snakes, so I got a pet snake and would lay on the ground and let him crawl over my face. If you're wondering what happened to him, we don't know. He got loose like 5 years ago. We found a piece of skin that he shed beside my brother's pillow, and after a couple months there was a mysterious foul smell lingering in the house. But I like to think he is out there being his 6-foot self somewhere in Mexico or something. Forget it. What were we talking about? Birdbox. First up, we gotta get the birds in the box as step 1. Disregard that. Step 1, find a box. Bing to the go. I hope this snow is not bad for my phone, but it's not water. It's not real water, it's snow, so it should be okay. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas was 5 weeks ago, so why are we still doing this? Oh wow, my eyes feel very swaddled, very secure, cozy, warm. Attention birds, get in the box. This isn't gonna work. We need some bigger targets. My goal is to grab the duck and then put the duck in the box. We'll have to use our ears here. I'll put the duck, grab the duck. There's the box. So the duck, you know, turns out just it wasn't, because mainly I didn't want to put one in my car because last time that didn't work out very well. And I had to scrub some fecal matter off of my seats. But I did get a bird in a box. Sorry kids, before your time. Now look, it wasn't because I couldn't get a bird into the box, it was just because of the Bible. In Proverbs, I believe, it says the righteous man regards the life of his animal, and you know, WWJD, Jesus would not put a bird in a box. Now I am going to drive to my destination to find fabric. I will not be driving blindfolded though, just because I have this weird condition called common sense, so that prevents me from doing so.
I had my father meet me at my destination to assist with recordage.
And as a precaution against me blindfoldamoniously picking out a very expensive fabric, we decided to hit up the Salvation Army curtain department. Hello! I ran into the swastika rack, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know the resemblance is probably mere happenstance, but it still perturbs me, and if I'm ever filthy rich, I'm going to replace that rack for them.
Straight. Sorry.
You can't help it. You can't make noises, Dad.
Okay.
Am I close to the curtains? Don't tell me. I know I'm close. Oh, I feel... Oh, so now I have to pick one. This one feels pretty. I'm thinking like a pretty cotton, maybe florally print. Okay, you know what? Since the decision's made. Dad, are you still here? You can answer.
Yes.
I'm just gonna look now. I look awful in yellow. I'm tempted to say this is the worst thing I could have chosen, but also I could have chosen this, so I'll count my blessings. Nobody panic, okay? But my dad and I both just witnessed a traffic light go from green to yellow back to green. I'm not trying to say anything supernatural is going on. Infer what you will.
So besides this hideous baloney, I also got some fabric to make a Martha Washington costume. And these boots, they were $5, which is more than I would regularly pay for a pair of shoes, but I splurged.
Before we start, allow me to introduce you to my supplies. Paper and a pen, so I can do a blindfolded sketch. A blindfold, so I can do a blindfolded everything. Some chalk. Some not at all dangerous scissors. A sewing machine. Last and certainly least, we have this fabric. We are working with a lot of shades of yellow here. We have canary yellow, ripe banana yellow, just peed in the snow yellow, and snot green, the snot being from the cold you got from standing outside in a blizzard while you peed. Oh, and there's a brown stripe, a shade of brown which we will actually not name that color. Let's begin. I don't know why I held my breath. Okay, now that we have the blindfold on, let's go pull a bird box and break into our neighbor's house and raid the pantry. I mean, take some kids in a boat down the river. Make a dress. That's all I do. I will have to call my dad occasionally to help with recording and getting angles, and let's just start. I'm taking out our fabric and I'm laying the stripes out vertically. Wrong side of our fabric is one of these sides, but first we have to do a blindfolded sketch. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Let's get this cracking.
I distinctly remember feeling like a genius at this point for using my fingers to anchor certain points in the picture, and I thought it would turn out great, but you know what they say, pride cometh before the fall. Lots of Bible in this video.
All right, so this is what we are going for. I do think that this fit of skirt will be the easiest to do, and the off-the-shoulder bodice makes it so we don't have to fit any sleeves, yet it still won't look totally way too simple. Okay, remember. Dad. Okay, now just remember, this is what we're going for. We'll start out by folding it in half. This is the worst day of my life so far. Is there a hole in this? Oh my gosh. I literally paid $1.99 for this. A whole dollar.
199 cents?
Has a hole?
A hole?
A hole that I just made work. But we're gonna mark out something. Mark out this general skirt shape. And we're just gonna follow that with, why am I even using chalk? What is even the point of me? I should edit the video blindfolded too.
No.
To ensure that we cut a more even line, I'm going to then ultra fold it. I hate fitted sheets. I hate trying to work with them. We're gonna take the elastic off the edge and hopefully that'll help. If nothing else, we get to hear a satisfying tearing sound, so that was short-lived. I've been blindfolded for like 10 minutes and I already feel like I'm going feral or something.
I hate this.
Now we're cutting out our skirt piece.
I began cutting out my skirt piece, but eventually relegated myself to tearing because honestly, who gives a rip? Get it?
So we're gonna fit this. That won't fit. I might have to change the design a little bit because it's not going to look exactly like that. Maybe a longer like maxi skirt. I'm gonna keep this where I won't lose it. Let's hem the top. This is very nerve-wracking. I'm so thankful for muscle memory. I do have this machine pre-threaded. This is a little bit thrilling, not gonna lie. So this is good because it adds some texture, which will make it so I don't get lost and I won't forget which side is the top anymore. Oh, I need to hem the bottom too. So I'm doing a rolled hem along the bottom, using my finger as a guide to see how on track I am. Go ahead and get a close-up dad, if you really are my dad. Next, take your maxi skirt by the top and fold it in half. Then, match up all the edges. Next, if you're too warm, take off one of your layers. I just get so hot with this blindfold on. Locate your pin cushion. This could be potentially dangerous, but I mean, I poke myself every time I sew, even when I'm not Birdbox-ified, so I don't think it'll make much of a difference. If anyone's thinking about doing this challenge, my one word of inspiration for you would be, what do you have to lose? Your sanity. Don't do this. This is awful. The worst part is gonna be I didn't get any elastic out, and I think I'm gonna need some elastic for the skirt, and I'm just gonna have to go hunt for some in my sewing box. That might be a little rough because I don't even know if I actually have any, but we can't make any trips because the roads are so bad. You cannot leave the house because those people with the snowblower fronts to their trucks are a slacking. No judgment on them. I'm sure things have been rough lately. Maybe they didn't even get them to plow snow. Who knows? Some of them maybe just have those things for decoration. Best thing about snow plows is the heaping piles of snow they can make, because the best way to make a snow fort is when there's a big pile and then you just like dig a hole out of it. So if I had a snow plow for the front of my Prius, I would go out and I'd gather all the snow up into one big pile and I would contemplate how to make my snow fort. Should I make it 2-story, 1-story? Totally not safe to make it 2-story, so 1-story. Then I'd be like, which shovel should I use? And then I'd be like, I'm thirsty. So I would go home and I'd get a glass of water, mosey up to my room and sit by my space heater and then scroll through pictures of my sister's kids on Facebook. And yeah, that's what I'd do if I had a snowplow. There's a safety pin on here. Ah! Let's find the elastic. I just hit something. Why is this here? I don't like this. You know what? This experience has inspired me to do 2 things. 1, respect blind people even more. 2, clean my dang house. We're nearing the sewing box. Why is this not a sewing box? Sewing box. There's a lamp there? Who the heck put a lamp there? Probably me. Have I mentioned it? I hate this. What is this? Actually, I'm literally, what the heck is this? We'll never know. Let's try to make it back into the sewing room. What the heck just happened? So the elastic just brushed up against an antique harp. Let's see if I can recreate it. At this point, you want to take your elastic and you want to measure it to the size of your waist and then cut it off at that point. Now we're going to take a safety pin and put it on the end. We are going to keep the other end in our mouth so we don't lose it. We're going to locate the opening of the top of our skirt. Dress-wise, I think it's going pretty well. Emotionally, but this is kind of... This is the worst day of my life. Let's get you a close-up shot. Why do I hear a sound? There could be a creepy man standing behind me, showing off his pointy, jaggedy, white teeth. His dad was a dentist, but not an orthodontist. He's slowly reaching his hands over my shoulder, and he's about to dig his claws into me. All right, now when you've located both ends of your elastic, you're going to want to tie them together. I hate this. Now let's do our first fitting to help determine where we want to go with the bodice. Oh crap, I just heard a pin drop. There's a pin floating around here somewhere, ready to striketh and poketh and draweth blood. I'll find you before you find me, little pin boy. Fitting! I can feel that it's not quite long enough to just wear it as a dress like this, but how fantastic would now. I have a ceiling fan in here! I feel like I'm learning so many more things about my house being blindfolded. That's how unobservant I am with my eyes. If you would have told me I had a ceiling fan in my dining room, I would have been like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm unobservant. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a little bit too long. Found the pen. Is this what drunk feels like? Note to self. Never get drunk. Bonus time. Oh. If you're ever gonna be blindfolded, don't wear a full-length skirt. I spent so much time on my eye makeup today because I knew I was gonna be doing a video. And yes, I knew which video I was gonna be doing. But did I put two and two together? No. Starting with this piece of cloth, it was a fitted bed sheet, so we have these weird, I can tell, indentations that we want to cut along this little crevice thing right here. We have a piece like this. We should have another piece. These should match up roughly perfectly. They were cut from the same cloth, if you will. This should go around my shoulders. I can tell it's gonna be a little bit too big, so we'll just cut some things.
To make the top, I first rounded out the edges of my pieces, and then I hemmed under the bottom, and then I put the two pieces on top of each other, right sides together, and sewed them along the edges, but you shouldn't be writing any of this down because it turned out awful.
The cutting is hard, the sizing is hard, walking around is the hardest part, but like the actual sewing is not that hard. To make the little armhole-y things. Oh, cramp! I didn't know you could cramp there. Fascinating. I'm just gonna put some tiny stitches right there and there to just kind of finish off the look. We are done. All that's left is the grand reveal. So I am going to reveal this to you and myself on my little buddy Sylvia here. Time for the grand reveal. It looks very biblical. We'll just see what it looks like on me tomorrow.
Okay, am I crazy, or does this dress look like an ugly version of the dress Miss Universe wore to crown the new Miss Universe? Hers looks like what you would order on Wish, mine looks like what actually comes in the mail.